Welcome to WeLearn, Virtual Learning Network. This is session number 6 of Society and Religion, and the chapter is Comparative Sociological Theories of Ritual. The topics to be covered are: what is a ritual, characteristics of rituals, types of rituals, theories of ritual, and the importance of rituals. What is a ritual? I'm sure all of us at some stage in our lives have participated in ritual activity, but we've never really thought of interpreting this ritual. What do these rituals mean to the society and the individuals? A systematic inquiry of the ritual phenomenon in human society is a field of investigation of fairly recent origins. A host of scholars from sociology, anthropology, psychology are interested in the field of rituals. They have contributed varied theories and explanations to the understanding of rituals. The study of rituals does not find a distinct area in sociology. So, a lot of scholars from sociology, from anthropology, and psychology have given their own meanings and definitions of rituals. So, ritual, it usually forms part of larger studies that focuses on religion. Nowadays, one often attributes the term ritual to any human activity that is repetitive, patterned, and perhaps even monotonous. One thus speaks of the ritual of examinations or the ritual of Republic Day parades or the ritualistic character of work. So, ritual, anything which is repetitive, which happens over a period of time, and certain activities are involved in that, whether it is a work or whether it's a religious activity. In all these examples and many other, the term ritual is used as an adjective to denote the sameness or the repetitiveness of the particular activity that is being described. The nature of rituals. In the ethnographic description of rituals in diverse cultures given by scholars like Edward Taylor, James Fraser, Branislaw Malinsky, Emil Durkheim, and many others, the term ritual is used to denote two separate sets of activities. The first is strictly in the sphere of religious practice and refers to a wide range of religious activities, that is, prayer, ceremonial worship, chanting, a range of gestures and movements, activities with sacred object, etc., all done with specific intention of spiritual communication with a supreme being. So, rituals, basically here it is talked with respect to religious practices and religious activities where prayer, ceremonial worship, chanting, and various gestures and movements are done for spiritual communication with the Almighty, with the Supreme Being. A second set of human activities that are identified as rituals are those associated with individual life cycle as they move from one social setting to the next. So basically the second set is with respect to the human activities, they are associated with individual life cycle and also as they move from one social setting to the other. In all societies, from birth to death, an individual passes through several stages demarcating a transition from one stage of life to the next. Such transitions are often marked by activity which is ritualistic in character, which often happens over a period of time. Sociologists and anthropologists term such rituals as rites of passage. The definitions of rituals. Developing a definition of the term ritual is not something on which scholars agree. One reason is a theoretical orientation from within which the scholar is working would prompt one sort of definition as opposed to another from some other theoretical orientation. So basically, theoretical orientations, there are a lot of theoretical orientations which the scholar had given, and also there are a lot of definitions given by different scholars offering different theoretical orientations, and also there are a lot of rituals which are given. The evolutionist understanding of ritual. The early evolutionary scholars on religion like Taylor, Fraser, Morgan, and others located religion, like most other institutions of society, within an evolutionary mold. So, within an evolutionary mold, lot of rituals and lot of scholars have also given their own definitions. Functionalist understanding of ritual. Starting out from a different orientation to religion and ritual, Niall Durkheim began by asking what does religion do to those who participate in its beliefs and practices. Psychoanalytic understanding of ritual. Freud tried to bring out the essential neurotic component of ritual behavior with religious practices. So, Freud also tried to bring out essential neurotic components of the religious practices which are related with ritualistic behavior. And the functionalist understanding of rituals, they start from the different orientation to religion and the way the people who participate in the beliefs and practices of the religion. So, what does religion do to them? The symbolic component of ritual. Treating rituals as symbolic components of a culture, social and cultural anthropology have tried to provide a new interpretation of religious practices. So, basically, treating rituals as symbolic components of culture, they have also provided a new interpretation of religious practices. Characteristics of rituals. Ritual needs. Let us begin by looking at the ritual at the manifest level, that is at the level of existing social reality. Rituals needs includes the ritual space, the participants, the ritual objects, verbal or bodily actions. These four components are basic to all rituals in any religion. So, the space in which the rituals have to be done, the participants, the people who are doing the ritual, the ritual objects which are required to perform that ritual. Verbal means the actions by saying, or the bodily actions. These all are the four components which are basic to all the religions. Characteristics of rituals. The ritual space, that is a well-defined setting characterized mainly as the domain of the sacred. While in most cases such spaces are permanent and identified by members of the faith, there are also temporary settings defined as ritual spaces. The participants, these would consist of a general audience made up of believers of the faith and the priest performing the main activities of the ritual together with their assistants. Ritual objects. These generally refer to a range of objects that are used during any ritual as objects whose meaning is basically centered around the fact that they exist in the domain of the sacred. These objects also come to acquire a sacred character about them. Verbal or bodily actions. Every ritual involves a range of bodily actions from kneeling down, bowing, etc. to verbal responses, whether these may be more mere recitation of prayers or the chanting and singing of hymns. Ritual as conscious and voluntary. Ritual behavior is not part of the common behavior of individuals in everyday life. It is conscious. People know that they are performing a ritual and they voluntarily, from their own will, they do it. On the contrary, participation in ritual behavior demands a conscious engagement on the part of these believers to submit to very highly patterned rules and roles which conform the self to all others who have embodied these typical roles in the past. Hence, the self must consciously sacrifice its individual autonomy, its freedom to accept that which is demanded of it within the ritual. Ritual as repetitions and stylized bodily actions. At the manifest level, rituals are clearly and evidently expressions that the human body articulates in the act of worship. The human body becomes an extremely important organ of religious experience. That is, not only does it pattern itself in terms of movements and gestures within a given religious practice, but it also becomes a subject of internalizing the experience contained in the given religious practices. So basically, the human body becomes an extremely important organ of religious experience, and also the way rituals are performed and the gestures and bodily actions, they also form an important part. Confirmatory rituals. These are rituals that are concerned with the changes of social status and those concerned with the interaction of social groups. Thus, rituals performed at the time of birth, marriage, death, etc. tend to be present in all cultures of the world, and they symbolize a change in the status of the individual in any social group. Further, rituals concerned with group interaction are those that symbolically emphasize the solidarity and the interdependence of various groups for the continued existence of the community. So, confirmatory rituals are the rituals that are concerned with the changing in the social status of the various social groups and the people. Piacular rituals. Evans Pritchard categorized the second type as rituals concerned with the moral and physical well-being of the individual or the social group. So, rituals concerned with the moral as well as physical well-being of the individual or the group. The need to emphasize the state of moral or physical well-being arises from the fact that occasions arise in the life of an individual and group when such a state of moral and physical well-being is threatened. When moral and physical well-being is threatened, then such rituals are needed. An individual faced with catastrophe, an epidemic, or the failure of rains, etc. are situations that call for the performance of piacular rituals. Other types of rituals. Technology rituals. These rituals are essentially aimed at controlling non-human nature. Divination rituals, seeking out the cause of affliction, injustice, and whether human or otherwise, as well as suggesting remedies for the same. Intensification rituals meant to increase material resources such as increase of food, success in hunting, fishing, etc. So basically these are known as intensification of rituals. Protective rituals meant to avert any form of affliction, misfortune or catastrophe, etc. So these are protective rituals. Therapy and anti-therapy rituals. The function of these rituals is to promote the well-being of individuals and groups and include curative rituals meant to cure individual illnesses or afflictions. Witchcraft and sorcery meant to cause affliction or injustice on others. So therapy and anti-therapy rituals. Therapy rituals are where the well-being and the health of the individuals and group members is promoted. Anti-therapy, where the well-being and health is not promoted. And witchcraft and sorcery are meant to cause affliction or injustice on others. Ideology rituals. The function of such rituals is aimed at the control of the social group, its values and traditions. Among these are rites of passage. Rites marking the transition in individual status within the life cycle. These rituals are ubiquitous and part of all religions. Social intensification rituals. Rituals meant to renew group solidarity. Basically, these are rituals meant to renew or meant to make group solidarity or intensify the social group. And life Friday prayers among the Muslims. So it's like the Friday prayers where the Muslims meet and they express the feelings of brotherhood. Rebellion rituals. Rituals that are meant to allow for catharsis amongst group members. Salvation rituals. The function of such rituals is to help individuals to cope with personal difficulties. Among these are shamanic rituals. They are performed by individuals claiming supernatural powers that may be put to good or bad ends. Expiation rituals are meant for forgiveness and repentance of individual misdeeds. So basically these are meant for forgiveness of the person and the repentance of individual misdeeds. Revitalization rituals. The function of such rituals is to cure society's difficulties and identify crises. For example, the millenarian movements. So basically these are the rituals meant to cure society from difficulties and crises. Theories of rituals. Evolutionary theories. The earliest efforts at developing theories of ritual were the efforts of the 19th century cultural evolutionists Edward Taylor and James Fraser. In both Taylor's Primitive Culture 1871, 1958 and Fraser's The Golden Bug 1890, 1950, there is an effort to provide for an intellectual approach to the understanding of ritual behavior. Neither Taylor nor Fraser used the term ritual when referring to the practices that we have identified and labeled as rituals. Functionalist theories. In the 19th century, evolutionists who studied religion were criticized for overemphasis on the origins of ritual and religion. Scholars on religion who followed them were inclined to shift the emphasis on the study of religions and rituals to answering the questions: what do rituals do in human society, or what do they ought to do in human society? Such an inquiry, which is also termed as functionalism and sociological theory, was an approach adopted by both Emil Durkheim and Malinowski. So functionalist theories also criticize the religion for overemphasis or criticize the evolutionists for overemphasis on religion and rituals. Fieldwork investigations of Malinowski. Anthropological and field studies of non-European cultures at the beginning of this century enriched the theory of rituals by actually investigating the domain of the sacred as it actually exists in the everyday life of tribal society. Important among such studies are the explanations offered by Malinowski and Evans Pritchard. Malinowski's functionalist approach to the study of ritual is based on his field investigations of the Trobriand Islanders and the Argonauts of the Western Pacific. Evans Pritchard, African experience. Finally, at a time when fieldwork-based studies were becoming more and more important to anthropological investigation, Evans Pritchard's study of witchcraft among the Azande came to a very different perception of ritual behavior and the domain of the sacred as observed amongst the Azande tribe. Pritchard's observations do not necessarily contribute to a theory of rituals, but they certainly make an important difference to the distinction of the sacred and profane as provided by Durkheim and other proved by Malinowski. Symbolic dimension of ritual. One of the important aspects of rituals emphasized by Taylor, Fraser, Durkheim and Malinowski was the symbolic dimensions of rituals. As symbolic expressions, what do rituals have to say? This is an area in which structural anthropology has also attempted to provide some explanations. Edmund Leach goes on to add that within the context of these oppositions, rituals are symbolic statements derived from the social and cultural dimensions of a community. The psychoanalytic approach. It This approach on rituals is best articulated by Sigmund Freud in his book Totem and Taboo, wherein he discussed the primeval manifestations of the Oedipal myth. According to Freud, totemism, the original form of religious behavior, comes into being as a result of particide in the primitive groups. The father in the primitive group was an authoritarian patriarch who preserved his rights over all the resources of the group, both human and natural. The importance of rituals. The transition of Indian society from a traditional agrarian society to a modern society based on a democratic secular pattern has brought to the foreground the problem of compatibility amongst various religious communities having to exist together within a larger secular framework maintained by the state. In its political manifestation, the problem is witnessed in the way religious beliefs and practices are used for political ends by various political parties within the country. This has led to heightening of religious sensitivity amongst growing sections of the population. So basically, the traditional agrarian society to a modern society, that is also the transition is based on modern democratic secular pattern. So that was all about rituals and various kinds of rituals and how they help in our day-to-day life. And these are some of the questions. You have to do it yourself. Question number 1, who wrote the book Totem and Taboo? Question number 2, which sociologist emphasized the importance of social group in the understanding of ritual? That's all. Thank you. Happy learning. We learning.